many people in here know about the root of all evil? How many people know about that? You gotta know. You gotta know. They make it so you can't live without it. Do that to each other. Now what happens? As you grow up, you go through some traumatic shit. You see somebody get shot, stabbed. Your mother might have been on drugs. Your father wasn't around. Even if it ain't traumatic, some shit was bothering you, some shit hurt. But you leave it alone, you ignore it. And before you know it, you 20 fucking years old and you walking around with all of this shit that's accumulated. And ain't nobody ever showed you how to deal with this shit, how to get this shit off of you, right? But you drag it around every day. And the next thing you know, Vegas, you 30 years old and you carrying around all this shit, even more shit, because you done went through your 20s and other shit that happened. Now you got new shit. And nobody ain't ever showed you how to deal with this shit. And every day, Vegas, people die. Today, yesterday, and tomorrow they die. And they never got a chance to deal with their shit. They never even knew they were supposed to. Well, I'm telling y'all this tonight, Vegas. I'm not trying to wait till I die to deal with my shit. I'm trying to deal with my shit right fucking now. I ain't trying to wait. Because I know if I don't deal with it, it's gonna keep fucking with me. It's gonna keep throwing me off track. And sometimes we need reminders to get ourselves back on track. It's okay to get off track, but sometimes we need a reminder to help us get back on. I got this song right now I wanna do for y'all. It's my favorite song I ever did. I wanna do it for y'all. This is the second song. I need y'all to put y'all fucking cell phones in the sky right now. For my nigga Mac Miller, we gonna do this whole song for him. This whole show is for him.
All right, Mr. TALIAFERRO TV, how's everybody doing out there? I think it's super important to do videos like this, and I think it's super important for hip-hop to have a stake in a culture like this in 2018, in which artists have become so successful and we have so many different avenues in rap. There's actually a lane for artists to refute all the drug talk that we see so prevalent in today's music. I think that means hip-hop is in a dope space. J.Cole, Jermaine Cole, is on tour. I believe he was out in Vegas over the weekend, and obviously the news of Mac Miller passing hit him hard like it's hit a lot of people hard. I've heard stories of people who really been going through it over Mac Miller passing away. God rest the dead. And we look at Mac Miller's death, and unless we're told otherwise, we believe it was because of an overdose of drugs. Now, when police searched Mac Miller's home, they only found a small dosage of, I believe, a little bit of a white powdery substance, probably coke. But I think police believe that Mac Miller's crib was wiped clean because of his friends. The reason why I said that to me is because his friends are almost like still covering up for Mac Miller post-mortem. Like, that's probably part of the problem. There was like not a lot of drugs in Mac's home, but the police have reason to believe somebody came and cleaned his house out of all the drugs that were there to not make Mac Miller look so crazy after he passed away. That's not good. Now, in regards to J. Cole, I think it's so dope what he's doing. He's on this tour. And let's not act like he just started because Mac Miller passed away. Cole's been on his wave for a few years now of, I'm going to put all my emotions in my music. His last project, I mean, you can interpret what KOD mean a few different ways, but one of those ways was pretty much king of drugs. And he's talking about pretty much how he could have been Mac Miller. He was going down that path where he was admitting he was using drugs. I think I heard Cole the other day say he still smokes a little weed, but he ain't on it heavy. But he admits that he was going down this path of potentially harming himself, trying to cope with problems, right? And he could have been Mac Miller. He could have been a lot of artists who are drugged out right now. And that's, if you really listen to KOD, which is my project of the year right now, like, if you really listen to the project, you understand Cole is not trying to diss anyone. KOD dropped on 420 for those who don't remember. He's not trying to diss any artist. It's almost like he's trying to save artists from themselves because he was once you and his life could have ended and he wouldn't be this Cole that's seen all this success and all these wins and known as one of the best rappers of this generation, best lyricists and best message-based rappers of this generation, him and Kendrick and company. Like, none of this would have happened if he just would have allowed drugs to take him and he become the king of that. No pun intended, right? So he use not only his platform to evoke change and to use his music as a message, but his fan base has grown with them. They've seen the bad of Cole. They see where he's at right now. And I think Cole needs to be saluted for that. That's why when we see people on stage being vulnerable, J. Cole was crying, ladies and gentlemen. You know, and I don't think J. Cole needs to do that to sell tickets. I don't think he needs to promote Mac Miller's death to sell tickets. That was real emotion, ladies and gentlemen. And I appreciate J. Cole's purpose. And that's why KOD is the project of the year. I haven't heard a lot of projects that I just love this year, like actual bodies of work that make sense. I haven't heard a lot that I love this year. I've heard a lot of good records from here and there. NBA Youngboys put out a lot of phenomenal music to me. I like Lil Baby's project a lot. I'm a down south baby. There are a few projects out there, but to me, the standout project of the year is J. Cole's album, KOD. As a matter of fact, J. Cole, if you're watching this video, you don't know how much your music is helping rappers already. Salute to my dog, Starlito. I heard Starlito's been having a tough year out of Nashville, Tennessee. Salute to you, Starlito. And if you're watching this video, I want to send some prayers and love to you, my brother. He quote tweeted J. Cole and told Cole how impactful he had been on him in 2018. He said, "Your last album, KOD, really helped pull me out of a dark space. I ran it for about 2 weeks straight. Now, honestly, I can't even listen to it anymore because it reminds me of how dark things gotten. Nevertheless, I appreciate you, fam. Jermaine from the Ville." You know, I appreciate Starlito being that honest and candid. First and foremost, Starlito, just to tell you this, yo, projects like the Mental Warfare Joint, you got me through a lot of tough times. So to see one of my favorite artists of all time who got me through bad moments say that this guy got him through bad moments, it truly means a lot to me. And again, prayers to you, Lito, and thank you, J. Cole, for your message and your music, my brother, and just the way you're going about doing it. Because I look at what J. Cole's doing, to me, it's gospel. Like, I'm sorry I gotta say it like this. It's like preaching the word to me, because the goal is to save lives, and maybe he's not in a church doing it the traditional way, but if he's out trying to save kids' lives, which is what he's doing and what he did with that last project and what he's doing on tour right now, to me, it's just as impactful as a pastor that gets in front of a church every Sunday. So salute to Cole and his message. And we will keep you guys up to date on what J. Cole decides to do. You got to believe he's going to do something else in regards to Mac Miller, just because this has been the wave that he's been on for the last couple of years. And to see one of his peers in the rap game, not just a new kid that was on drugs heavy, actually somebody that J. Cole respected, Mac Miller, to see him pass away from something that Cole is trying to prevent or do his best to prevent in our community. I want to believe there's going to be more with J. Cole in regards to Mac Miller and him passing away. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, support. I love that hip hop's in this space where we can use our platform to combat change, and I can post a video about this, and Lito can tweet out how much Cole helped him out, and Cole can get in front of thousands of people every night on tour and tell people like, yo, drugs ain't the way. Handle your problems straight on, because if you continue to handle your problems through drugs, it doesn't end the problem. It does not, like it does. It's a temporary high. We've all been there, right? But in regards to like really getting through it, come on now, stop being a coward and let's face these problems head on, and let's not shy away from them. Whatever we dealing with, we got one life to live, figure this thing out, and then we go on to a better place. To the best of our knowledge, we don't get another one of these things. I mean, life is tough. Hopefully, you know, the drug usage thing is just a phase for a lot of people. I'm praying for you. I'm up to send a prayer for you. Hopefully you get out of it, for anyone that is dealing with that. And I wish the best of luck to you. I'm just leave it at that, because it's an emotional thing. Thank you guys so much for the time, love, support. I don't take it for granted. Salute. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids, they are now tuned in.
Yeah, we locked in right now, Mr.
TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO. Shout out to Mr. TALIAFERRO.
You're watching Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.
Mr. TALIAFERRO TV, here with the Triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.